people may have other things to get to. But thank you very much for that intro, and Gaten, and for your giving the context and setting the scene of AI. And Ryan, appreciate some of the intro that you gave as well. We certainly operate in the AI space also. However, I think the end product of what we do is perhaps not quite as impressive. We focus heavily on what Gaten referenced as data preparation. A lot of the applications that different financial services companies and financial institutions use today rely on structured data. Very difficult to automate. It's very difficult to get insights. It's very difficult to run business analytics without having access to structured data in some form. And typically that's in some kind of database format, of tabular format, that can be called upon, indexed, and referenced as and when needed. The sad reality is that majority of data today is not in a nice, clean, structured format that can be called in such a way. So this is the problem that we focus on as a company and have been doing so for the past 5.5 years. We are a Singapore-based company, but we do quite a bit of work in Hong Kong as well. Today, we have users in 56 countries, and we do this data preparation or data structuring in more than 200 languages today. For that reason, we're very much focused on larger organizations, enterprises, and financial institutions are a really good fit for us because they have this very high volume, unstructured data challenge that they have to deal with. So in a nutshell, we basically ingest any kind of document or data type, regardless of the file type, layout, or language, and we standardize that in such a way that it can then be automated in other workflows or processed into other systems across an organization. When I tell people this, a lot of people default to a comparison with traditional OCR, which is, reading documents using optical character recognition, quite an old technology. However, that is important if you're dealing with images. We don't always deal with images, but when we do deal with images, that's something we do rely upon. And it's one little step in the process of what we do. There's a number of different steps involved in getting this clean, standardized, structured data so that things can operate in a harmonious fashion down the workflow. So what we've tried to do is encapsulate all this technology in a simple, universal, flexible user interface. We do have APIs as well, but the user interface allows our users and our customers to envision how we do what we do. And it is incredibly important because there are always exceptions. For all the amazing feats that AI are achieving today, I don't believe anyone can say that it's 100% accurate all the time. And for that reason, there has to be some kind of mechanism to catch the 1% or the 5% or whatever the case may be. And when you're talking about millions of transactions or millions of data points or documents, then that starts to add up quite quickly. You need an interface to interact, to make corrections, to train and retrain the AI, ideally in a live feedback loop to make sure that it doesn't make these mistakes again. So like I said, we do any kind of document, we do 200+ languages, and we do make it a user interface and platform that anyone can use without any significant machine learning or data science background. Because of this flexibility, we operate across a number of different areas within a banking or insurance organization, mainly in the middle office and back office. So that could include onboarding customers, that could include claims management, that could include risk management, policy management for an insurance organization. One thing that we do that I didn't really touch upon earlier is also cross-checking these data points and making sure that there are consistencies in the data that you would expect to see between different files or data sets. If something is missing, if a name or an address, for instance, if you're talking about KYC or onboarding a new customer, the name or address is inconsistent across the documentation, you want to be able to detect that in advance. You want to be able to do that at scale without having to review every single document. And also we have the ability to query and run business insights, generate charts, etc., on these kinds of anomalies that we can detect. So it is quite flexible, as I said. We do handle a lot of mixed language use cases, and we do so primarily across Asia, but we do have customers in other parts of the world also. Outside of the company, though, and my experience within the company, I just wanted to touch on our experience through incubation or accelerators. We have done a few incubators in the past, including in Hong Kong, and obviously there has been knowledge benefits in learning how to grow a startup, how to do those kind of traditional business canvases and other best practices that many other incubators would teach you. But for me, I'm not a banker by background. I am a lawyer and accountant by background, but I certainly don't have the same capital markets knowledge that the rest of the people have on this call. So for me, that's been incredibly helpful and useful, in particular to help identify use cases that perhaps I wouldn't have understood previously. It's also really been helpful for support, being able to speak to some of these mentors and even other startup founders, including for me, even Ryan, just being able to bounce ideas off other people. And I'm not just saying this as a generic point, but we have closed significant customers through our direct participation in incubation programs, including global banks as customers. We would not have closed those deals without access to those customers through the incubation programs we participated in. And then even beyond that, we've been able to secure partnerships that have helped us grow our revenue and reduce our costs, our customer acquisition costs across the region. So we found that the incubation experience has been far more than just learning. It's actually been tangible financial outcomes for us and the growth of our startup. I'll cut it there because I think we're right on 8 o'clock. But thank you very much for your attention. I've just left my details here in case anyone wants to reach out via email. Thank you for your time.